show here. And yeah, man, I just got some more information that some I can talk about, some I cannot. But a smear campaign is being started to make Miko look a certain way. And whenever someone says something very loudly, they want to mute their voice. Right? First thing they want to do is try to mute you by talking over you. Changing the narratives. Not addressing the actual points. Gilbert Arenas, on his own show, Gil's Arena, was called out for allowing an unsafe environment to continue on his own platform, which concludes Underdog Fantasy. They were all in the work group chat and were aware of these threats that they thought only warranted a one-game suspension. One show suspension, and that those two wouldn't be on the platform ever again. And if they did bring that guy on, because she was on the show, and they did do an episode where they were working together again, she would sue them for an unsafe work environment. She didn't feel safe being around said person. And the person that brought her on the show did nothing to make her feel safe. So in the new developments that I've heard, they told me that she was not even paid to do the show. Then they said, oh, it's because she didn't fill out the invoices. They never really clearly came to a price. Now, a lot of you asked me about Kenyon Martin. Kenyon Martin is not in that group chat. Kenyon Martin is a real one. He's not like the rest of them. I told Gilbert Arenas to hire Kenyon Martin. When Kenyon Martin came on the show, I said, that's a good hire. Keep Kenyon Martin on the show. He's the best thing you got going. That's the best thing that ever happened to the show was Kenyon Martin, because he's a real one. I told him that way before this controversy even happened. But here's something that people need to ask. Why was Kmart not in that group chat? Why was Kmart not in that group chat? Here's something else you should ask. Very essential. Why was Kmart one of the last people to know what was going on how she was being treated? Because Kmart finna get his own show. Kmart is finna get his own show. Underdog Fantasy want to do something else with him because they realize he's the talent. So Kenyon Martin gonna get his own show and leave Gil's show. He only come on there some of the times to bail them out on shows. That's right. He was paid by show. But now he's about to get a contract. When they first started, everybody was paid by show. The only people that had contracts were Gil and Josiah. Everybody was paid by episode. No, Gil was under contract. It's his show. You ain't gonna have the host contracted? No, he was contracted. We built the show. Me and Kwame Brown, behind the scenes, building the show up to what it is. Because we're criticizing it and telling them what's wrong. I'm like, look, dude, I should send you an invoice for getting the show up off the ground, because everything that I'm saying you're using now. When I told you what was wrong with it, you're trying to go and fix it with all the stuff I'm saying is wrong with it. The sound guide is a mess. Like, there's so much wrong happening on the show. It's not even making sense to me. I tell you what, when they come up with a good way or a good excuse for something, then they can come get me. He should have hired Gummy. Well, here's the thing. Like she said, Brandon Jennings, she didn't understand what he brought to the show. Brandon brought the guests. But now what they're doing is they're starting a smear campaign of Miko Grimes. They're doxing her phone number, leaking that online to people. Soon it'll be her address. And they're making it a very liable situation. You know, I heard some very, egregious things about her that I'm just staying out of it. Now they trying to say Rashawn McCants, he was a victim. Now they're trying to victim blame him in case she sues. They say, oh, well, you victim blamed Rashad McCants, and we got the text messages to say that you were bullying him. Now he's the victim. Even though they instigated everything. Sad excuse for men. Very sad excuse for men. I'm ashamed. I really am. I'm ashamed. that in this day and age, man, it's just like black men has been so just demasculated. It's unbelievable. Yeah, it's crazy. You wouldn't trust a broad like Miko. Trust her to do what? What did she do wrong? She made a comment on the show about Karl Malone with Gilbert Arenas, both of them, saying, no, you shouldn't promote that, including the producers of the show that said, we don't want Karl Malone on the show. And they edited the scene out of the show, an audio where Rashad McCants wants to light up a cigar and give a shout out to Karl Malone. When you can tell Brandon Jennings wasn't even on the show that day and gave him the cigars to do that because they wouldn't let Karl Malone on the show. A lot of bad habits. Came out during that show. I feel bad for him. She looked like the aggressor because she has a lot of testosterone in her system of take charge. Because men are not acting like men. So she's forced to have to take that stance. When you don't want to be a man, you want to be a punk about it. This is the scenario in which it happens. Oh, if Miko Grimes get in contact with me, it is on. All she got to do is say, Zeno, let me take your hand. And oh boy, we are off to the races. I'll exchange my notes with her notes and see what we all got. What do you mean? I told Gil. He heard we're going to a movie. So by the time I get out, the Bears should be getting whooped. The Lakers are going to be playing the 76ers. Oh, y'all want some picks tonight? I can give y'all some picks. Take the 76ers in the points. Take the Detroit Pistons in the 1.5. Hell, who else playing tonight? They had, what was that? Golden State playing Sacramento. I took the over. I screwed that up. The Knicks on the money line. Trying to think, what else? They should win by 5 points. The 76ers. They should win by 5. So I think they're going to cover the 3.5. It's going to come down to free throws near the end. Embiid's going to have like 36. So if you want to bet the points, bet him having 36. LeBron's going to have 22. So if you want to say LeBron's going to have a great night tonight, I don't think so. I don't think so. Well, I always want people to be able to enjoy themselves and have a great time and do what they're supposed to do. Me, I've always been different. And, I want a fairness, whether it's women or men. I'm not cool with black men ganging up on black women. Now, I don't like black women crime victims when they're not. But when you got somebody who has a reputation of Brandon Jennings, as I've been getting told, Brandon Jennings is a problem. He's very problematic when it comes to... Yeah. No, I don't use prize picks. All right. The king of Florida is going to watch a movie. Y'all leave Miko alone. Gil, you should be ashamed of yourself. I told you. Don't let her call me, because you know what's coming.